What do you see as the future of feminist psychology?
Yeah.
What has been accomplished? What remains to be done?
Well, I think feminist psychology has accomplished an enormous amount, right? Just by raising these questions of difference, sort of struggling with barriers and boundaries, and kind of living that struggle out loud in public, and really honestly doing the hard work around intersectionality, and as that kind of work has developed, and critical race theory, and being able to sort of it's not perfect by any means. We can see that now. There's a lot. It's a very hard conversation right now in the field of feminist psychology, but those dialogues can happen, and they are happening, and they're visible, and they're, and people are really grappling. So I think, the work has been really powerful and kind of life-changing. And it's changed, it's changed academia. It's changed every part of academia in so many ways. I think the future, is really about landing some of that hard stuff, the intersectionality, really taking seriously what that means with respect to research. I think still in articles that I get to review, there is what Jessica Henderson Daniel calls a kind of symbolic annihilation of people of color, where psychologists, even feminist psychologists, will report that they have a certain number of, people of color or girls of color in their articles, but then do the analysis as though they don't exist. That's the annihilation, right? They don't actually include the difference in the analysis, And I'm always sending papers back, like, where did it go? It was here. It was your report. Why would you report it if you're not going to, include it in the analysis? So that kind of work is still, I think we are not there. I think there's a ton more work to do. I think the work around queer studies, and including sort of incredible work out there in feminism that's happening, interdisciplinary work that's bringing queer studies in with sort of around race and social class. And I think in psychology we're kind of behind things there. We're really lagging. There's a lot more work to be done. I go also to the National Women's Studies Association every year, and that work is alive and vibrant. That conference is incredibly diverse. There are debates happening, Kimberly Crenshaw shows up every year, there's just, everything's happening, and it's not in the feminist conferences. I went to APA last year when they had the beginning, sort of an opening kind of conference on transnational feminisms, and it was, after going to NWSA, it was like baby steps. It was like people were like learning what the word meant, and they're doing it in all these other fields. Particularly in women's studies, which is now, an academic discipline and in doctoral programs. And so they're coming out with a level of analysis we are not even close to engaging. And so the discourse and the kind of analysis that, we need to be doing is ahead of us, I think. I think there are brilliant people in this field, and so I have no doubt, but it's work to be done.